All right, so are you ready? Buckle up because we are diving deep into NVIDIA's Q4 2024 earnings preview. NVIDIA, of course, they're the powerhouse behind all these AI chips we keep hearing about.
Yeah.
They're basically running the show pretty much everywhere you look these days, self-driving cars, all this crazy chatbots that everyone is talking about. You name it, and NVIDIA's probably behind it somewhere. Let me tell you, the market is basically holding its breath to see if they can keep up with this absolutely insane amount of growth they've been experiencing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The anticipation is definitely palpable. And what's really fascinating here is that NVIDIA's performance, it's not just about, just their numbers. It's almost like a health check for the entire tech industry, especially when you think about how strong a hold they have on the AI chip market right now.
Okay, so let's get to the nitty-gritty of the numbers. So analysts are predicting some pretty incredible things here. I mean, a 34% jump in stock price. Are they serious?
Well, a lot of analysts are super bullish on NVIDIA right now. Yeah, the whisper number I'm hearing is around $175 a share. And Wall Street's expecting record revenue. We could be talking a potential 72% increase year over year. It really seems like everyone is finally realizing that. AI is not just some futuristic fantasy anymore. It's here, and it's here in a big way, and it seems like it's just gobbling up NVIDIA's chips.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy, but there's always a catch, right? I mean, NVIDIA's stock has a history of throwing some curveballs. I mean, their past earnings haven't always been a home run, even when everyone's, expecting a grand slam.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. There have definitely been times when the hype kind of exceeded the reality.
Yeah.
So it's always smart to approach these predictions with a healthy dose of caution.
Okay, so the big question on everyone's mind, will NVIDIA actually hit these massive expectations this time around? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely. But to really kind of understand what might happen in Q4,
Yeah.
it always helps to look back and see how they performed in Q3 of 2024.
Okay, rewind time. So Q3 was a pretty stellar quarter for them, wasn't it? Record revenue data center sales were through the roof.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they brought in a mind-blowing $35.1 billion in revenue,
Yeah.
and it's a 94% increase year over year, which is just phenomenal. And you're right, data center sales were a huge part of that. I mean, they saw a 112% jump year over year.
Wow. Yeah, those are some serious numbers. But, in the middle of all these impressive figures, there was a slight dip in gross margins, right? Is that something we should be concerned about?
It's definitely something worth, kind of keeping an eye on. You see consistent profitability is absolutely crucial for any company to succeed in the long run. And if those margins keep shrinking, it could signal some potential trouble down the line.
Okay, so margins are officially on our radar, but let's shift gears a little bit and talk about some of the things that could really make or break Q4 for NVIDIA. What are some of the big factors that are at play here?
Well, the first one that comes to mind is Blackwell. It's NVIDIA's next generation AI chip. There's a ton of buzz around this one. Their CEO even called the demand insane.
Blackwell, huh? Sounds like it could be a potential game changer. Do you think this is really going to be the thing that launches NVIDIA into, another stratosphere?
It could be, but there's a big if here, and that's production capacity. Can they actually manufacture enough of these chips to meet that insane demand? That's the million-dollar question. And that's why you're seeing such a wide range of revenue estimates from analysts.
So even with all this excitement around Blackwell, there's still this underlying uncertainty about whether they can actually deliver. This is getting interesting.
It is, and of course, we can't forget about data center demand. It's been their golden goose, so to speak. But, there might be some storms brewing on that front, too.
You're talking about competition, right? Because NVIDIA is not the only player in the AI chip game anymore.
Exactly right. There's a Chinese research lab called DeepSeek that's making waves with their approach to training AI models, and they're focusing on doing it with less computing power, which is a pretty big deal.
Okay, so why is that such a big deal? What does that mean for NVIDIA?
Well, if DeepSeek's approach takes off, it could potentially,
Yeah.
chip away at NVIDIA's dominance, particularly in the Chinese market.
Wow, that's a serious threat. Every time we turn a corner, it seems like there's another layer of complexity. To this NVIDIA story, what else do we need to consider here?
Well, we can't ignore the elephant in the room, and that's geopolitical risks. The current global situation, especially the sanctions on China, they could have a big impact on NVIDIA's access to some key markets.
So we've got production capacity concerns, a new competitor shaking things up, and
A whole unpredictable world of geopolitics to factor in. It's like a high-stakes chess game. You got it. As we head into Q4, keep an eye on NVIDIA's guidance for the future. That's going to be a critical piece of the puzzle.
Right, guidance. It's like getting a sneak peek into the company's crystal ball. What are they expecting for the coming year?
Well, analysts are forecasting nearly $42 billion in revenue for Q1 2026. I mean, that's a jaw-dropping number.
Right.
And if NVIDIA comes out with strong guidance, it could send investor confidence soaring.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what's happening within NVIDIA, but what about the bigger picture? How is the semiconductor industry doing overall?
Well, the semiconductor industry is absolutely booming right now. It's being fueled by the AI gold rush. I mean, generative AI is taking off. Investments are pouring in. It's like a party, and everyone's invited.
But you know what they say about parties right now? They don't last forever.
You're absolutely right. The semiconductor industry is notoriously cyclical, which means periods of incredible growth are often followed by, some pretty painful contractions. So the question is, can this current boom defy gravity and keep going?
It's like riding a roller coaster, but you don't know when those drops are coming.
Exactly, and that's why it's so crucial to look beyond the hype and try to understand those underlying forces at play.
Okay, so we've got this booming industry, a potential bubble on the horizon, and NVIDIA's right in the thick of it. So what are they doing to stay ahead of the curve?
Well, they're not just sitting back and enjoying the ride. NVIDIA is making some pretty strategic moves to solidify its position as, the AI king.
Like what? Give us the inside scoop.
Well, they've been on an acquisition spree.
Yeah.
Snapping up companies like Run.ai, Deci, and Brevet and these acquisitions are really bolstering NVIDIA's AI software and platform offerings, making them an even more formidable force.
It's like they're building this AI empire, brick by technological brick and shit. They're not stopping there, are they?
Not at all. They're also investing heavily in AI giants, like OpenAI and Elon Musk's xAI. And these investments are a clear signal that they're committed to shaping the future of AI, not just riding the wave.
It really does seem like they're playing the long game here. They're not just reacting to this AI boom. They're actively trying to shape it.
Precisely, Ann. To really understand the significance of Q4 2024, let's rewind a bit and look at their Q4 2023 performance.
Okay, a little historical context. Remind us how they did last year.
Well, they absolutely crushed expectations last year. Q4 2023 brought in a record $22.1 billion in revenue in debts. Data center sales alone brought in a massive $18.4 billion of that.
So they set the bar incredibly high. Are analysts expecting them to clear it again this year?
They are, in fact. The projections are even more optimistic this time around. Analyst estimates for Q4 2025 are predicting earnings per share of $0.79, and that's a 61.2% increase from last year.
Wow, that's a huge leap. It seems like NVIDIA is on a rocket ship headed straight for the stars.
It definitely seems that way, but like with any rocket launch, there are always risks involved.
Okay, so we've got record-breaking past performance, sky-high expectations for the future, and a whole bunch of potential pitfalls along the way.
It's a classic story of ambition, innovation, and uncertainty, and that's what makes NVIDIA's story so captivating. Welcome back to our deep dive into NVIDIA. So, last time we left off talking about how NVIDIA is making all these strategic moves to cement their position as a leader in the AI world.
Right, and one of the things that really jumped out at me was their acquisition spree. I mean, it seems like they're snapping up companies left and right, but what's the method to this madness?
They're laser-focused on building a really robust AI ecosystem. See, they're not just content with making the chips. They want to offer a complete platform for AI development and deployment.
So it's not just about the hardware, it's about the whole package, the software, the entire infrastructure that makes AI tick.
Exactly so. Let's break down some of these recent acquisitions.
All right, hit me with it. Which companies have they added to their, AI arsenal?
Well, one that really stands out is Run.ai. They're an Israeli company that specializes in optimizing AI workloads and hourly. This acquisition is all about helping NVIDIA tackle, the increasing need for efficient AI infrastructure management.
So they're bringing in the experts to make sure that AI runs as smoothly and efficiently as possible. This could have huge implications for businesses that are trying to implement AI solutions, right?
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. If you're a company, Ann, you're trying to integrate AI into your operations, you need your infrastructure to be able to handle that load, and Run.ai's expertise can help NVIDIA offer solutions that make that process really seamless.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What other acquisitions are they making?
Another key one is Deci, also based in Israel, and Aegis. They've developed this really cool deep learning acceleration platform that basically empowers developers to get even more performance out of their AI models.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, this means developers can build faster and more powerful models. How does this platform stack up against the competition?
That's a great question. Deci's platform uses a technique called neural architecture search, which helps automatically optimize the structure of AI models for efficiency and performance and best. They're definitely competing in a crowded field, but their approach has generated a lot of interest.
It sounds like a potential game changer for AI development.
Oh.
Okay, so what else is on their shopping list?
Well, they also picked up Brev.dev, a San Francisco-based company that offers
Braille.
a cloud platform for AI and machine learning development. And this acquisition is all about expanding NVIDIA's cloud capabilities, making it even easier for developers to build and deploy AI applications.
So they're trying to make AI more user-friendly for developers, which makes sense because if it's easier to use, it's more likely to be adopted, right?
Exactly. And these are just a few examples. NVIDIA has also acquired companies like Shoreline.io, which focuses on incident response and system management, and VinBrain, a healthcare startup. That's all about AI-powered medical imaging.
Wow, they're really branching out into different industries. I can see how healthcare would be a perfect fit for AI. Think about all the potential applications, like diagnosing diseases earlier or developing more personalized treatments.
Yeah, it's definitely an area with incredible potential, and NVIDIA is clearly positioning themselves to be a major player in this space. But acquisitions aren't the only way, that they're shaping the future of AI.
Right, you mentioned earlier that they're making strategic investments too. Tell me more about those.
But one of their biggest investments is in OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, that incredibly powerful language model everyone's talking about.
ChatGPT, the chatbot that can write poetry, code software, and seemingly do just about anything you ask it to. What's the thinking behind NVIDIA's investment in a company like that?
Well, it really highlights their belief
Yeah.
in the transformative potential of generative AI and Conti, this type of AI, which can create new content from scratch, is already having a major impact and is only going to get more powerful.
It's like having an AI assistant that can write paint or even compose music. But doesn't this investment also come with certain risks? I mean, there are a lot of ethical concerns around generative AI and how it might be used.
Yeah, you're right. Those concerns definitely exist. But NVIDIA's investment gives them a front row seat to the development of this technology endpoint. That could potentially give them a voice in shaping how it's used responsibly.
So they're not just throwing money at it, they're actively engaged in the conversation about AI's impact on society. What other investments are they making?
Well, they've also invested in xAI, Elon Musk's AI venture.
Elon Musk, the guy behind Tesla and SpaceX, is now diving headfirst into the world of AI. Things just got a whole lot more interesting.
xAI has a pretty bold mission. They want to use AI to understand the fundamental nature of the universe.
That sounds incredibly ambitious. Do you think they can actually pull it off?
It's certainly a lofty goal, but NVIDIA's willingness to invest suggests that they see the potential there, and it speaks to their vision. They're not just focused on the immediate applications of AI. They're really looking at the bigger picture, the long game.
It seems like they're betting on AI to transform not only our technology, but our understanding of the world around us.
Exactly. Their acquisitions and investments tell a pretty consistent story. They are determined to be at the forefront of this AI revolution and sooner. Not just as a chip supplier, but as a driving force behind its evolution.
It's like they're building a future where AI is woven into every aspect of our lives, from the phones in our pockets to the way we approach healthcare, to how we even understand the cosmos.
Precisely. And that future is getting closer every day. AI is advancing at an astonishing pace. NVIDIA is really positioning itself to be the company that powers it all.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about NVIDIA, their competitors, the industry outlook, and all their strategic moves, but let's zoom out for a second and think about the big picture. What does NVIDIA's success tell us about the state of the tech industry as a whole?
That's a great question. I think NVIDIA's success is a really clear sign that AI is becoming a mainstream force. That's driving innovation across a wide range of sectors. It's not just a niche technology anymore.
It's like AI has jumped out of the pages
Of science
into our everyday lives, and NVIDIA is leading the charge.
Exactly. And the fact that they're experiencing such explosive growth suggests that this AI revolution is really just getting started.
So we're still in the early stages of this whole AI game, and NVIDIA has a very strong hand to play.
That's right. And as AI continues to evolve, I think we can expect NVIDIA to play an even bigger role in shaping the technological landscape.
But as with any new technology, there are bound to be some challenges and bumps in the road along the way.
You're absolutely right. One thing we need to be mindful of is the potential for AI to disrupt certain industries and potentially lead to job displacement.
It's that whole robots are going to take our jobs fear. That's been around for decades, but with AI becoming more sophisticated, it feels a lot more real now.
It's a legitimate concern. As AI systems become capable of performing more complex tasks, it's inevitable that some jobs, currently done by humans, will be automated.
So what happens to those people? How do we ensure that everyone benefits from this AI revolution, not just a select few?
That's the big question, Anne. There's no easy answer. We need to start thinking about ways to retrain and reskill the workforce, and we need to have open and honest conversations about the potential societal and economic impacts of AI.
It's not just about building cool new technology, it's about building a future where everyone has a chance to thrive.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's what makes this deep dive into NVIDIA so compelling. It's not just about one company's financial performance. It's about the broader implications of AI for our world.
It feels like we're at a pivotal moment in history. NVIDIA is right at the center of it all.
Exactly, and as we move into part 3 of our deep dive, we'll take a closer look at the heart of NVIDIA's business, their products.
Welcome back to the final part of our NVIDIA deep dive, and we've covered a lot of ground so far, from all those crazy analyst predictions to geopolitical risks and all the strategic acquisitions they've been making. But I think now it's time to get to the heart of the matter, the products that are actually driving NVIDIA's success.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, let's zoom in on the chips and software that are really fueling their rise to the top.
Okay, so when we talk about NVIDIA, we have to talk about GPUs, right? Those graphics processing units. I mean, these were originally designed for gaming.
Yeah.
But they've become so much more than that, haven't they?
Well, absolutely. I mean, GPUs are now powering everything from scientific simulations to cryptocurrency mining. But what really makes them so crucial for AI is their ability to handle parallel processing. They can perform multiple calculations at the same time, which is absolutely essential for AI tasks that involve processing, massive amounts of data.
So it's like having a team of super fast mathematicians working in parallel to solve these complex problems. That's pretty amazing. But how does NVIDIA's approach to GPUs differ from their competitors? What gives them an edge?
Well, NVIDIA has been relentlessly innovating their GPU architecture, to make them even faster and more efficient for AI workloads. They've actually developed specialized cores within their GPUs, like tensor cores, which are specifically designed for the types of calculations used in AI and Banner. This gives them a significant performance advantage over more, general purpose processors.
And it's not just about the hardware, is it? I mean, they're also developing software platforms to make AI more accessible and powerful.
Exactly. NVIDIA's software platforms, like CEDA and TensorArt, provide developers with, all the tools they need to really build and optimize AI applications. Things are this way. CEDA is like the language that allows developers to speak directly to the GPU, unlocking its full potential for AI tasks, and TensorArt is like a translator that optimizes AI models for maximum performance on NVIDIA's hardware.
So it's this powerful combination, cutting-edge hardware, working in perfect harmony with this sophisticated software. This seems to be a key part of their strategy. But, looking ahead, what's next for NVIDIA and the AI landscape as a whole?
Well, one thing's for certain. AI is evolving at an incredible pace, and NVIDIA is right there on the leading edge.
It really does feel like we're watching this technological revolution unfold in real time, and NVIDIA is, helping to write the code. What are some of the key trends and innovations that are shaping the future of AI, and how is NVIDIA positioning itself?
Well, one major trend that we're seeing is the rise of edge computing, which basically involves processing data closer to the source rather than rely on these centralized data centers. And this is crucial for applications like self-driving cars, where real-time decision-making is critical.
So instead of sending data to the cloud and waiting for a response, the AI is right there in the car making decisions on the fly. That makes a lot of sense, especially for situations where, even a slight delay could have some pretty serious consequences. So how is NVIDIA involved in this shift towards edge computing?
Well, NVIDIA is developing specialized chips and platforms that are specifically designed for edge computing environments. Their Jetson platform, for example, is it's a series of small but very powerful modules that bring AI capabilities to devices at the edge. Everything from robots to drones to smart cameras.
It's like they're extending the reach of AI, bringing it into all sorts of new applications and devices. What other innovations are on the horizon?
Another exciting area that's emerging is neuromorphic computing, which aims to mimic the structure and function of the human brain. It's a radical departure from traditional computing at depth. It has the potential to, really revolutionize AI.
Neuromorphic computing, so AI that thinks more like us. That's a fascinating and somewhat daunting concept. What advantages does this approach offer?
Well, neuromorphic computing could lead to AI systems
Yeah.
that are, more efficient, more adaptable, and more intelligent. Instead of relying on, you know, algorithms and rules, these systems could learn and adapt in ways
Hmm.
that are more similar to how our brains work.
So instead of being programmed to perform specific tasks, they could learn and evolve based on their experiences. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction. Is NVIDIA involved in this area too?
They are. NVIDIA is investing heavily in neuromorphic computing research and development. They've actually created a platform called Loihi,
Hmm.
which is specifically designed for neuromorphic computing. In fact, it's still early days, but
Yeah.
this technology has the potential to fundamentally change the way we think about and interact with AI.
It's like they're laying the groundwork for a future where AI is not just a tool, but a partner, a collaborator, and it's pretty clear that NVIDIA is determined to be a leader in this new era.
That's right. They're constantly pushing the boundaries,
Right.
exploring new possibilities, and driving the evolution of AI. And as we've seen, their success isn't just about financial performance. It's really about, a build vision for the future.
Well, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into NVIDIA. We've explored, their financial performance, their strategic moves, and the incredible technologies that are shaping their future. And I want to thank you for joining us on this journey. It's been an absolute pleasure exploring the world of AI, semiconductors, and the company that's at the forefront of it all.
It has been a fascinating journey.
Yes,
And as always, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep asking those questions,
Oh,
and forming your own conclusions about the future of AI and NVIDIA's role in it.
absolutely. And until next time, keep diving deep.